Hi guys, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna take my Sigma Wildflower palette and I'm taking the shade Apricot Flower and I'm gonna use that as my transition shade. And I already have my eyebrows done. I have one done and then I have another one concealed. You'll see why in the next few steps. Then I'm gonna do the same thing with this shade Peony. It's the blush from the palette and I'm just going to blend that in my crease. Now I'm going in with the shade Elderberry and I'm going to start by taking this on a fluffy brush and I'm going to blend that lightly into my crease. I want to build this color up and then I'm going to slowly pack it on my lid. Then I'm taking the shade Dimension from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette and I'm going to put that as my lid shade. And just keep blending. This look requires a lot of blending, so don't ever stop blending. Then I'm taking the black from the palette and I'm going to place that on the outer corners just to give it some more depth. Then I'm going back into my Sigma palette. I'm taking the highlight shade and I'm going to place that on my brow bone. So to start off with the face, I'm going to take this nude eyeliner and I'm just going to start creating the cracks from where I want to be, the face to be broken. And this part is super simple, it's just an outline. If you don't like how a certain crack looks, you can just erase it and keep it going. Then I'm going to take my white shade from my CC face paint palette and I'm going to place that everywhere that's on the outside of the cracks. Now I'm just going to set my whole entire face or wherever I put the white cream paint with this RCMA no color powder just so it doesn't crease. Now to do the glam side of the face, I'm going to take my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation and I'm just going to try my best not to get this outside of the lines onto the white, and I'm just going to blend that out with my Real Technique sponge. And I do end up getting outside of the lines, but it's fine because you could just go back in with the white face paint and clean it up. So I'm trying out this new concealer brush from Sigma. It's the 40 HD Kabuki. And I actually really liked it. I liked how it fit under my eyes. I started off putting a little bit of concealer just to see how it looked, and then I went in and added some more to give it some more brightness because I actually really did like how it applied. And I noticed that there wasn't any creasing or anything, which is really like weird for me because I have the driest under eyes. So yeah, I like it. It didn't give me any cakiness or nothing. It didn't look dry. So I really like that. And then I went ahead and set it with some RCma no color powder again with the same brush, and then I just went ahead and set the rest of the glam with that same brush too. Now I'm going to take this black eyeliner pencil and I'm going to start to outline the cracks again just to give it some definition. And then you're going to see me go into a ton of different powders just to shade around the black. So I'm sorry that I use so many like different products, but just use whatever you have if you decide to recreate this. That's exactly what I did, and I really liked how it looked at the end. So before I start shading, I'm just going to take the blush from the Sigma palette, and I'm going to be really heavy with this, especially on the white side, since I am doing a doll look. Dolls usually have a lot of blush, so I'm just going to be more heavy on this on the white side than I am on the glam side, but I'm still going to be a little bit heavy on the glam side. And then I'm going to take the highlight shade from the same Sigma palette, and I'm just going to highlight the glam side, not the white side, just that side. Then I'm going to take this Wet n Wild bronzer called Ticket to Brazil, and I'm going to use that as my first shade to start shading around the cracks on the inside of the glam side. I'm sorry if this isn't sounding like, a little complicated. I'm trying like my best to explain this as clearly as possible, but it's kind of weird to explain, so I'm sorry about that. You'll just have to see what I'm doing to like understand. But basically all I'm doing is taking a bunch of shades, like bronzer shades, contour shades, cool tone color shades, and I'm going to use that to build up the shadow around the cracks to make it look real. So then I took the shade Parallel from the Prism palette, but I didn't like how this one looked. I thought it was really warm and I wanted something a little bit more cool tone. So I ended up switching to my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I just ended up using that instead. Now I'm taking this gray shade from my Studio Makeup on the Go palette, and I'm going to do the same exact thing, just shading and more shading and more shading and more shading. Going back in with the black shade from the Prism palette, I'm going to take this on a flat definer brush, and I'm going to be more precise with this one. I'm going to keep this one closest to the actual line that I initially made, and then I'm going to lightly blend it upwards. So to intensify the cracks, I'm taking this liquid liner by Sigma, and I'm just going to go over the cracks again. I'm going to take this Colourpop lip gloss in the shade Finders Keepers just to give my lips a little something. So now I'm going to do some extra cracks, and I'm going to do this with a Colourpop black liner. And I'm just going to basically draw some squiggles on these parts of my face because I felt like they were most open. And I'm just gonna do some squiggles and connect them to each other. And then again, taking the Sigma liquid liner just to make those squiggles a little darker. So I didn't realize I was out of frame when I was filming this part, but I'm just taking some of the black shade from the Anastasia Prism palette again, and I'm going to start shading in those cracks to make them look a little bit more real. So I'm basically just doing this wherever there's a little curve or like a little corner. I'm just going to put some black there, and I'm going to keep it darkest on the inside and lightly blending it out with my finger or with the brush. just going to add some more black to the little corners of the actual cracks. And yeah, that's basically it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.